those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. A broken man without a path. A vagrant aimless without a mouth. Took 2 long breaths and just one more till my lungs couldn't hold another. For you and me. And those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. Those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. A broken man without a path. A vagrant aimless without a mouth. Some kisses your cheek and then grazes your neck. Makes my lips so damn jealous. For you and me. And those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. Take my picture with you when you go out west. Those baby blues. If you love me, then just say it with your chest. Those baby blues. Now, don't forget about me, yeah. I will do my best. Those baby blues. Yeah, that's true for me and you. Take my picture with you when you go out west. If you love me, then just say it with your chest. But don't forget about me, yeah. I will do my best, and that's the truth for me and you. And those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. A broken man without a path. A vagrant aimless without a mouth. Took 2 long breaths and just one more till my lungs couldn't hold another. For you and me.
Yeah, what is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It's your guy Swank. It's Tuesday. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for a special Therapy Tuesday edition of the K-Gun Report. I got Scott waiting in the wings. We're going to unpack all of your questions and comments and feelings about that horrendous loss last night against the Atlanta Falcons, and we're looking forward into the bye week. What do we need? That's what we want to hear the most from you guys tonight. Is it the injuries? Do we need a big move? What needs to change? So while I roll this intro, please be thinking of that. Hit us with all your questions and comments and share this bitch around everywhere. And let's get a little therapy tonight.
Hey Bills Mafia, this is Don Beebe of the Buffalo Bills, and you're listening to the one and only K-Gun Report. Oh, and you all know, go Buffalo.
Hell yeah. I'll tell you what, if there's one good thing about tonight, Scooter Magooter, it's that I got to hear Don Beebe say our name on a little video. That was pretty good. But I digress. Guys, welcome to the K-Gun Report. These ones are the ones that I dread the most. To be fair, I haven't listened to anything. I haven't watched anything. I haven't been on Twitter or any of those things. So I'll be learning along with you guys as to what happened after that horrible game. But before we get too far into that, right over here next to me is my brother from another mother. You know him. You love him. My guy, Scooter Magooter. Scott, what do you got tonight?
What's up, Swank? What's up, Bills Mafia? What's up, everyone tuning in? Welcome to the K-Gun Report. Yep, cheers. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Of course, going for the mountains here. And for our boy Lou RQ, who moved out to Colorado there.
Yeah.
Cheers. No, Swank said it. It's a therapy session. It's either Victory Tuesday or therapy. And with the bye week coming up, we'll only charge you half. We'll give you it's half off tonight.
Yeah, man. Stretch out on your couch. I wish I would have worn my blue lens glasses to bring down to the tip, get a little pad and paper, and we're gonna just sort out all your demons and exercise them from last night. Guys, we are part of the Buff Fanbase Network, and super proud to be. As is such, we're sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com, give them all your money. They do great things with it. Del Reed and the gang, $2.3 million thus far donated to Western New York families in need. 26shirts.com. Go get her. Before we get into all this too much here, let's say hi to some people that have joined us for tonight's session, shall we? We got a newer name, Jason. Let's go Buffalo. What's up, Jason? Thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you. Buffalo Spartan, I no longer trust the process. 5 or 6 exclamation points, but Mafia mount up. Give it to him.
This is Sparta.
Mafia mount up. That's my therapy. Mafia mount up for you, brother. We got my brother Corey Blaine. What's up, Mafia? We fucking suck. Wow, a lot of encouraging words here tonight from BWO. Love you, boys. Glad to have you here.
What's a therapy session if you can't express your feelings, Swank?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I'm going to start holding up ink blots and shit here pretty soon. We got Lonnie Cook. Good evening, my sons. Lonnie, it's not your fault, but I am going to blame your son if he's in the comments because I swear to God, every time he travels for a good time, he gets to see like either the most heartbreaking game or a horrible game. And I don't know. It's just no good. Poor guy.
He probably was not having it.
No. Well, yeah, I still love our Bills. Hell yeah, Corey. Oh boy, you guys. I love this comment. I saw it when I was scrolling through before when the intro was coming in. Every time I type trust the process into my web browser, I keep getting error 404, page not found. I'm going to tell you what, man, I'm going to have a different spin on this because one of my ups was McDermott. Like for that offense and whatever, man. I think you can find a lot of bad. He's down the list for me as far as last night's concerned. I know everything falls under that umbrella, but real quick on that, a quick little banger. What do you think, man? Are you upset with McDermott about this loss particularly?
Here's the thing. He passed over the helm as far as calling the defense. So I'm hating. I'm hating still. I'm allowed to hate for 24 hours. The game ended at 11 o'clock yesterday, so I still have a couple hours. But we've got offensive and defensive coordinators. The Buffalo Bills organization is paying a lot of money to do a job. I know the head coach and Sean McDermott is obviously agreeing to game plans and agreeing to the way that things are going forward. But I mean, the injuries. I mean, I'm going to go there because we are third, I think, second in the league in the most injuries, and it's our key players. And we're asking a lot of our new players, and they're all banged up too. So, trust the process. Yeah, I trust the process, but the process sucks right now because of injury. But as far as McDermott conversation goes, it's tough. I hate to think that he'd be on the hot seat, but again, a lot of people pounding the table again.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I don't. Whatever, you call me what you want. We've been doing this 6 years, and I've been cheering the team on since I was able to recognize the colors. So I'll give it 37-ish years probably. And I'm not there. That's, to me, that's some like spoiled ass privileged shit to be sitting here saying McDermott needs to get fired. You have absolutely no foundation to build that on for me. Now, if we're looking to play calling abilities on certain sides of the ball, I think you can make a case for a couple of coordinators we got, but we'll get into all that. Let me get through the rest of these comments here. John, still my team, but this feels all too familiar. Great time for a bye week. Time to get back to basics. Go Bills. Solid comment, man. I appreciate that. I think we were feeling as is such the same exact way. Man, it feels like too often we've been feeling the same way, to be honest. But yeah, I got that figured out.
I mean, it seems like it's par for the course, like you said. Seems like somewhere along our season we come to this downfall where everybody's at the throat of Sean McDermott and the season is lost, and then they go on like they got off a bye week and they go on like a 7-8 game winning streak.
Yeah. So maybe this is the right before the storm or whatever. I don't know. Or the storm getting, I don't know, the sunshine after the storm. Corey says, hey, Swank, how was your fantasy football week? I lost to Corey, everybody. Josh Allen, even though he didn't have his best game, still bailed Corey out, his whole team once again. So congratulations, Corey. He tried to video message me today, and I was driving around doing a bunch of errands. I didn't get a chance for him to rub it in my face directly, but go ahead, man. I'm here for it. Some of us need these wins. And
I mean,
it pissed me off. These last couple of weeks I've been losing by slim margins, but it's fantasy. Yeah. I would have took the loss even sweeter on my fantasy league if Allen would have put up 50 points on fantasy. That would have been fine with me, but like it just I don't know. Guillotine, still alive in guillotine. So
there you go.
Good on it.
I was in a tough position. I had both Bijan and Drake London on my team, and I was far enough behind where I wasn't going to catch the guy I was playing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you rooting for? I go, well, if I'm going to win, that means those guys are going to have a night, and I don't want that. So at least get the Bills a win. And don't they have a night? And yet they still did not give me enough points. I lost by like 8.
It's
so
like the
double whammy
of what, like the complete opposite of what you want to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Any real Bills fan, it's Bills before fantasy all day long, man. You might be rooting for certain people to get, certain numbers skewed, but you're never hoping for somebody to have a bad game. That's for sure. If they're on the Bills. Let's see. We got Mary Jane Brown Hughes. The process is broken. What did Cook do to get benched? Did Cook get benched?
No, I don't think he got benched. I just think they quit on him.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think it was part of the rotation, and I think we'll be getting right into this right quick. But like that first, aside from the first 2 drives in the first quarter, and the third quarter, like the opening drives of both halves, everything else was complete garbage. And the only time you were moving the ball was when they were in prevent and you were doing a hurry up offense, and it still didn't do enough to get anything going, but at least there was a spark. And I think that this is something that we've hit a wall in time in and out for all season, really. And I'm starting to think with Brady, it is a running kind of concept. Let me rip through the rest of these comments here, and we'll just dive right into it. Alan, hey everyone. What I want to know is what the hell has Babies been doing for the last 2 weeks?
Babbage.
Oh, Babbage. All right. Good call. I like that. We'll talk about that too. We got Paulette Brown. What's up, Paulette? Good evening, my Bills. I still love my Bills no matter what. How's everybody doing? I think everybody's a little upset, a little shook up, but still loving the Bills to some capacity, I think. Let's see. Jason, I broke tradition with the last 2 games, and I didn't get a new Bills tattoo, so I believe I'm the reason we lost. Well, Jason, what the hell, man? Yeah. Come on, dude. Wow, man. That's like a new tattoo every week. Are you doing playoffs too? What about preseason? You do preseason tattoos?
Yeah. And
do the quality of the tattoos change depending on preseason, postseason, and regular season? I want to know all about this, Jason. Let's go.
That's interesting.
Let's see. Yeah. Good call. We got Jim Graham. The whole team and coaches needs to go see the Wizard and get a heart and some courage during the bye week.
Yep.
Let's see. Hold up, Swank. Building a foundation for it. Same soft, scared play every year in the playoffs, wasting Allen's prime. Who do we blame for this D? I understand injuries, but we need help in the defensive backfield. I don't know what you're saying hold up to me about building a foundation for it. I don't know. Are you talking about McDermott, Corey, or are you talking about Babbage? Or who? Let me know. I know you will.
Wait for it.
Spartan, 28 penalties in 3 games. This team is undisciplined. All right, here we go. We're caught up with the comments. Let's move on to it. The Buffalo Bills lost to the Atlanta Falcons last night in prime time, and it was horrible. And let's just get your opening thoughts on it here, Scooter Magooter. We do this thing 3 up, 3 down. I kind of want to start with the downs. This is where
the easiest ones.
Yeah, so let's go hit up some downs here, man. What's your offensive down for last night?
It's a running weekly thing for me. It's the offensive play calls. Like you said, Swank, the first drive of every half looked sweet. But sometimes it's easy to come up with 15 plays and make sure you run those plays. That's why a lot of the times those are the most effective drives. But then when it came to having to react to down in situations, sometimes falling behind the pylons by getting a penalty, losing yards, all that good stuff, you start to panic a little bit. And it kind of did look that way to me. I don't think Joe Brady if he had a game plan, it wasn't a good one. I know we could bounce around a little bit here with the down. James Cook looked hot, 5.1 yards a rush. And it seemed like on first down, when they get that 5-6 yards, the drive would continue. But then for some reason, when they got to midfield, they'd quit. They'd stop doing that. Wasn't a big fan of that. And I don't like the cute plays that Joe Brady continues to do. We had a situation where the defense showed up in the second half, only giving up the 3 points. But there was a situation where we got a great stop. We had 14-21, had a perfect opportunity to go and tie the game. 3rd and 1, and they do that ridiculous end around play, which, not for nothing. I know Josh Allen said in his presser about the play calls, if it's successful, we're putting a medal on the chest. If it's not successful, we hate it. But this was a situation in the game for me. I know I'm a couch manager. I know all this stuff. I do study the game of football. I just don't watch the Bills and play along that way. I do a lot of stuff when it comes to football. When you have a big stop on defense and you have the ball, the opportunity to continue a drive, you do not get cute. 3rd and 1, do the tush push twice. Do it up the middle with Ty Johnson. Do something, but you're going to do it twice. That was 2 down territory, and we lost it because of a ridiculous end around, jet sweep, whatever you want to call it. It was irresponsible play call. And I absolutely hated that. And, you can understand things were flying at that point in the house. It was just nuts to me. And Again, it's situational football, Swank. If the game's tied or the momentum's on our side, try something cute, whatever. But this was the defense is busting their balls. They made adjustments. They're doing what they got to do. And you go do a trick horseshit play like that. That was annoying. And that's the play calls that Joe Brady's been calling, I think, all year. We've been lucky enough to win 4 games, but I'm tired of it.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't understand it. I think scripted, it's like almost like all the scripted plays, because for a while we had this record of like scoring a touchdown opening kickoff every single week. And that's a cute stat. That's fun. And especially when you're winning, it doesn't hold water when like you can script the first series and score a touchdown, but not score at all, look completely flat and deflated for a whole half, come back, score a touchdown on your first scripted series again, and then look completely flat again. Or once you start building up momentum, you do something stupid like that jet sweep. I really like that they're putting that jet sweep back in the game plan. Where he's deciding to run it is completely asinine.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joe Brady is one of those fresh faces that like came into the league and everybody was really into it when he got that promotion to OC for the Buffalo Bills. And I don't think that he's lived up to the hype to this point. You guys know me. I know everybody busts my balls about Ron for McDermott. I think you're crazy if you think McDermott needs to, like that is insane. It's insanity to me. Like the man's missed playoffs 1 year. Like since he's been coaching, 1 year they've missed the playoffs. Like, go ahead, say what you want to say. You got to have a ticket to the dance to even be there. So what are you going to do? We lived literally through 17 years of getting a new coach and a new quarterback every 3 years, if we were lucky for that long of a span. So I don't know. Everybody can have their opinion. Miss me with all of this McDermott stuff. Joe Brady, on the other hand, I would be okay, I think, at this point right now, saying that you could replace him as a coordinator in the bye week, and I wouldn't be upset about it. I think, there was a comment in here.
I kind of like, brother.
Jason right here, Pangborn, he said, it might just be me, but it didn't seem like Josh Allen was focused as normal. When Dable had Josh boxed in a corner, when they weren't releasing Josh Allen, they were this is how Josh Allen looked. Josh Allen looked deflated. Josh Allen looked like he had to stick to a script and it wasn't working. Same thing before we got Brady. You could tell there was certain play calls in certain situations where it was like his hands were tied. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. And I think with the lack of targets, like the officiating crew, the TV cast crew last night, man, they're talking about like all these injuries the Bills have and wide receivers and blah, blah, blah. And it's like Curtis Samuel isn't a big injury for us. Like he's never active. Kincaid, that was a big injury, but like if you were looking at the offensive side of the ball, aside from Josh Palmer getting hurt, I love that call. I love that long bomb that they started out that drive with. Amazing.
Yep.
How long have we been beating the drum for that, right? Awesome. But like aside from Palmer getting shaken up, right? And then the center getting hurt, but then he came back in the game. That offense is what we usually go out there with. Like what all the injuries. There's not on the offensive side of the ball, and you're supposed to have one of the best offensive lines in football, and that defensive line was tearing you apart. And Joe Brady had zero answer for it. Zero. I don't understand.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, Swank. The deep ball to Palmer was a scripted. You have all week to prepare for that. You're preparing these 15 plays right off the bat. It's a lot. That's easy to do. That's easy to do. And then the deep ball, the deep slant that was Josh Allen read the zone, was able to look off that linebacker and safety and found Knox. You could tell that he can't make the adjustments because we had 2 very successful plays that were not repeated because they weren't called.
Yeah.
Why wasn't Palmer? I know he was hurt, but why wasn't there another deep post that whole game? And why wasn't there a deep, a skinny post to a tight end the rest of that game? Because once the script ended, now you have to play out on your heels on what the defense is providing for you, and you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Yeah. Joe Brady is a button masher on Madden. Like, that's what he can, like, figure out the couple good plays. As soon as the computer figures out what you're doing, then you're just mashing buttons and trying to make something happen. It's it bums me out. And Ellen, she's saying, all I have to say is I'll be a Buffalo Bills fan till the day I die.
Yeah.
Take a dirt nap, watch and follow them. Yep, absolutely. I feel the same way. And we are not really overly critical compared to like other shows. To me, man, the play calling offensively is just, I
mean, how many times were we going to see that play action, quick rollout to the right with no lead blocker, no edge blocker? Yeah. They ran it 4 times and it got snuffed all 4 times.
Every single time. Yep. Let's see. Lonnie said Josh's head is not in the game. You can see it. Yeah, I think that comes to play calling. Spartan saying we continue to blame the coordinators, but the head coach has the ability to veto the call at any point. I think that's what the problem has been. McClappy has been the only factor during all of the 3 defensive coordinators that was even included in the hiring of the last 2 from a defensive-minded head coach. I think he meant offensive coordinators. I'm not here to make excuses for McDermott. And yes, absolutely, he's the top of the tree. Like, he's gonna get it. I don't think you can fault him for letting his coordinators do their job. Like, they've all been grown from within and promoted from within. They've all worked underneath his system. McDermott did take play calling away from Leslie Frazier back in the day, right? And that was like a big deal. I think he even took it over from Babich last year at one point,
right?
For a game or half a game. So I don't think he's afraid to do that. And the defense to me is a whole other beast, man. A completely like whole other thing that we can talk about. Offensively right now, Brady is the problem to me. Yeah. I do not think he's creative enough or reads the field enough. At this point in my mind, I would love to let them go all Peyton Manning and have Josh call a game and see how it goes. We joked kind of about that a little bit last year, but like really, I would love to see how it would go. He sees the field. He knows what the defenses are. They know the plays. Like,
So, Swank, that's the reason why I wore my Jim Kelly jersey today. I was actually going to bring it up because that was going to be one of my points offensively. Why not? Why not? There was an era where these quarterbacks went out there and they had an offensive coordinator as a crutch, as a resource, but they called their own plays. Yeah. And I don't disagree with Buffalo Spartan that often. I do believe, yes, he can. McDermott can chip in defensively, but he agrees to the game plan. And I think once the game starts, it's all Joe Brady.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's so crazy. I don't think I've ever felt this way about bring back the K again. I don't think I've ever felt this way about a head coach since Marv, probably. I think, McDermott historically for the Buffalo Bills, people might not like me saying this. Okay. He's probably the best coach the Buffalo Bills have ever had. He's at least in the conversation. I know he hasn't brought them to the Super Bowls, but if we're going apples to oranges here, like, also that team in the 90s, all I hear is that we don't have wide receivers and we don't have players and we don't have studs and this and that those teams were packed full of them. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying he is, but he quite possibly could be. And any of those other coaches in between, I could see. I'm totally there with you. Like, what are they doing? This is stupid. How dare you? Blah, 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 blah. And now you have this combination of Bean and McDermott in there that have built it, that have gotten it this close. And they need help they need to push it over the edge. I'm not making excuses for them. I mean, I want to go into GM wise, like, Bean likes these projects. Bean likes to save money. We all love how much he's a genius. Look at these restructured contracts. Look at what he's doing. We need a play, like we need in the bye week, one on each side of the ball at least.
Yep.
And we need some of these injuries to come to fruition and work themselves out and stay healthy. You know, it's just, I don't know. The total crazy blow up, like, do-over to me isn't McDermott, it's Brady. And I don't know. Well, have we talked about an upside on the offense?
I don't think we can. But to real quick, go off that Swank. It's hard. It really is hard. And this is what happens, guys, when you have a defensive coordinator-minded head coach. We're not going to have an offensive-minded guy that's going to be here in Buffalo forever. That's just never going to happen because these guys, their goal in life is to come up through coaching as a specialty, then an offensive coordinator, and then a head coach. This isn't the Andy Reids of the world. He's an offensive-minded guy. He's going to be in Kansas City forever, and he's going to run the same offense forever. It's just not that way. So it'll be tough. Josh Allen, call your own plays. We don't need an offensive coordinator. We just need a quarterback's coach. Bring in Ronald Curry, the quarterback coach, and just have him be a resource for Josh and let Josh take over the rest of the season.
There you go. There you go. Why not? Last night was the first time, and you tell me how you feel about this.
Mm-hmm.
Last night was the first time that I felt like Josh, like any other game he's in, we have Josh Allen, we have a chance of winning. Last night I didn't feel like that. You know, by the third quarter, I didn't feel like that.
I'm not going to say no. I don't want to say yes, but I will. I think Josh, you could see that he understood that the defense was bringing and not caring what kind of play calls we're having. They were bringing the heat because the play calls weren't coming in that were countering the defensive scheme that was being brought. You could also see that he put a lot on his shoulders yesterday. I felt that for him, knowing the type of performance that Drake London and Bijan Robinson and the second-year quarterback in Penix Jr., knowing the kind of day that they were having, that's a lot of pressure on Josh. Josh didn't just have to go out there and score touchdowns, which they couldn't. But that defense was so anemic that you could just see the pressure just put on him. And I think that's where you're going. Is like it looked like the pressure was too big for Josh yesterday, to where he couldn't do what he wanted.
I mean, I don't think it was too big for him. I think, again, I'll go to the handcuffed spot. I think he didn't feel like he had the right plays at his disposal to be able to do what he needs to do. And when you went to the hurry up, you know, I saw Spartan threw up a comment about that. The hurry up has looked good. When they're like fleeting and trying to like come back in games and they change the tempo, it looks way better. And I'm not saying that, you know, like those opening drives don't look great and they're paced and they're methodical, but mix it up, man. When you're getting stale, you know, what did they do? They TD 4 or 5 punts and then a turnover. That was like the first half offensive drives. Mm-hmm. You know, at what point do you go 3 and out for the second time and then not be like, okay, we need to do something different overall,
right?
You know, and you got these guys coming at, let's see some screens, let's see some crossers over the middle, let's see, you know, you got Haas, who we were singing his praises the first couple of weeks of the season. He's an amazing blocking tight end, but the dude, you trusted him with the game on the line against Baltimore, yep. You know, and he made a miraculous catch. Toss him a ball. Dawson Knox is out there. We know he can catch sometimes. And, you know, there's other options out there. Otherwise, maybe it's true. Maybe, like, you know, this wide receiver core is just nothing, man. And you need that number one. But my worry as a Bills fan, and I'm not trying to download, this is more like a therapy session for me, I guess, tonight here. What happens if we go out and we spend that money on that guy? You know,
Right.
like one of the viewers last week said Olav, right? Olav is accident prone to me in my thinking. I stay away from him in fantasy because of that. Like maybe that's on me, biased on me. I feel though, as a Buffalo Bills fan, you go out and you get this guy and he'll have 1 or 2 good games. And then what's probably going to happen in the next 4 to 5 weeks, right? He's going to get hurt. And then now you're paying this dude that was supposed to come in because we didn't have a number 1, and then he gets hurt, and now you're in the same exact position you were. And what do we do? So, I don't know.
I'm one of those guys, Swank. Like I said, the whole 24-hour thing. I don't get on the social medias like you, but I kind of break things down. And my biggest thing, and I'm still going to ride on it until a couple more hours, and then I'll get over it because I support whoever wears the red, white, and blue. But again, go out and get that change. Is McDermott going to use someone as a scapegoat and get rid of him like a Joe Brady and say, you know what I mean? We fixed it. Don't worry, guys, we fixed it. Are they going to do something like bringing in Amari Cooper, like they did? And that was a spark. It was. They brought in someone that the Bills fans were excited about to be wide receiver number 1, and it was a spark, and the Bills won games afterwards. I look at our wide receiver crew, and I beat it like a dead horse. I thought this receiver crew looked better than the one that did last year, but nothing is shining. But where I went to directly was the 3 catches for 11 yards and Keon Coleman. That's our second round draft pick 2 years ago, and nothing.
Yeah. I don't know. And again, how can we evaluate this in the correct lens if we just spent the first half of the show talking about how Joe Brady isn't calling the right plays for this offense?
Yep.
Is it Keon still? Is it these guys aren't doing whatever, or is it that they're not getting put in the right spots to be able to do these things? I don't know, but let's do ups real quick. I don't want to. We're not a negative show, man. Like, I know, really. If you're new to the show, and please tell your friends, come hang out. Throw a comment in there. Let us know how you're feeling, man. We are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Super proud to be sponsored by 26 Shirts. This is the K-Gun Season 6, Episode 31, right before the bye. What did you get any good out of this offense? What'd you see that you liked?
2 things, Swank. I'll just start off with the low-hanging fruit. I did like, before he got hurt, the Josh Palmer long pass. I like that call. I like getting him involved. I did see some things about him being a little vocal this week, but didn't see it from very reliable sources, so I took that with a grain of salt. But they did get him involved. I feel like he was part of the game plan, and he showed what he could do for this as a wide receiver number 2, which I really like. He could stretch the field if you have to. Yeah. He can go up and get the ball if you had to. Injury aside, I think he was probably a big part of the game plan. That's probably why things went array a little bit, but I like what I saw out of him. And if he could stay healthy and come off this bye week, I think he proved to Josh that, hey, man, I can go deep in the middle and come down with that ball for you, buddy.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I love that. I think that he has had the potential to be a big part of this offense for a while. I'm glad that they finally showed that and then went right back at him again. But of course he gets cracked and gets nicked up here. But I think it's great. And again, I think there's a couple guys on this team that can do that. There's some fast guys on this team that can provide these kind of opportunities for Josh, and we need to open that up to stretch the field more. Last thing I'll say about Brady for this thing, if you're holding anything back, stop.
Yep.
Just stop. If you're holding back the stupid gimmicky cutesy stuff, that's fine. But if you got any amazing offensive coordinating schemes that you just think you need to hold for the playoffs, cut it out, dude. Like, open it up and score some damn points. Like, this needs to get fun again, quick. For me, man, James Cook.
Yep.
Again, taking even the way they utilized him last night with a grain of salt and grace, but when his number's called, he's a beast. I mean, they just ran it down their throat coming out of the second, out of halftime into the second half, and it was beautiful. But again, the vanillaness of a Brady, run, and then predictively run, stop, and now you're in a 3rd and long. And you gotta mix it up, man. I know I'm just a guy in a basement. I know, but like it was so predictable. Like it got so predictable. Yeah, man, it just need to see something better. You said you had 2. I'll hit mine real quick. Ray Davis sighting. So stoked for Ray Davis. Positive run and a touchdown. Awesome. I'm glad to see him getting put back in the mix a little bit and having positive results. Did you have
my second was James Cook. That's why I left it for you, buddy. He came in. I just love the way he runs, and he's doing it even when the holes aren't there. He's getting those tough yards. I always remember when Brady was in the Patriots, the biggest compliment I took from any of the, obviously they got a lot from Collinsworth and all that stuff, but the one thing that stuck to me as far as an offensive minded guy is if you can go into a 2nd down, a 2nd and 3rd, a 2nd and 4, you've already won that drive. You've already run that series.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what James Cook was providing. He was getting chunk yards, 1st and 10 to a 2nd and 4. That's opportunistic. That opens up your playbook. That allows for a lot to happen. And we saw that happen until they made it to the 50. But that's what Tom Brady thrived in. That's how the Patriots were so successful. They made sure on 1st down they got 5 to 6 yards every time.
Yep.
And that should carry over everywhere you go. I tell my kids that I coach, just give me 5 yards.
Yeah.
Just give me 5 yards on the first play. And that holds true. Your playbook opens and your offense becomes very successful because now the defense is guessing.
100%. 100%. Let's switch it up to the defensive side of the ball because we're already halfway through this thing. We haven't even talked about, we've talked about a lot, Scott.
We got a bye week. We can talk about a lot of this therapy stuff. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely. Defense. Let's give some defensive ups, man. We'll start this one off on a bright note. If you don't mind, I'll take mine first because Jim Graham, he read my mind. Deion Walker, brightest star last night, and what a great pick, a pure monster. This kid is the best defensive line draft pick that Bean has gotten in maybe the whole time he's been there. Like, I'm a huge Groot fan. Again, I don't know if they've utilized that edge position exactly the way that I would have. But man, he just looks like he's going to be the real deal, man. He is a run stuffer. He is collapsing pockets. He is fast and big and seems to be in on every play when this defense is really cooking. So Deion Walker, man, what a stud. And another great game last night.
Yeah, Deion Walker was brought in, guys, from Kentucky. The size that he does carry, you would think he was a Tech 1 defensive tackle, but he actually was someone that was very elusive and utilized as a Tech 3. So the fact that he's coming in, he still has that Tech 3 ability, but you're right, Swank. He's taking those double teams. He's stuffing the run. He has been a pleasant surprise. And unfortunately, our front 7 can't stay healthy. So he's given the opportunity, which is fortunate for him, and he's making the most of it. And he's going to be one of our better players for the next 4 or 5 years for sure. I'm excited for him.
100%. 100%. What else did you have for an up?
There wasn't much. I will give, I know we're talking coordinators. I will give an up to realizing that the man defense was a successful defense against the Atlanta Falcons. They changed up things. The second half adjustments were done well. And they went man. Yes, we have Trey White playing as our CB number 2. Hopefully Maxwell Harrison will come back shortly, but man defense seemed to be what was solving the issue. And then I go from an up to a down. I'm not sure why that last drive that they took up 7 minutes, we went back to a zone. Not sure why that happened, but it is what it is. They make all the money to do that. But that halftime adjustment, big time. Looked like the Atlanta Falcons were just going to score a 50 burger on us. For real. I mean, they were 1 inch short of scoring 28 points in that first half. And then they come back and they only give up 3 points. They got a blocked field goal. They got a couple sacks. So the adjustment was very impressive to me considering what they were doing in that first half. So I'll give that the up as a team because, it wasn't just Babbage. It was probably McDermott, Babbage, and the whole crew. But
company, sure. Hey, and I'll give Babbage the credit the same way that I've been criticizing Brady tonight, Sure, but this is McDermott's defense, and Babbage is running it and calling it.
Yep.
But exactly, it's more of a joint effort. Chance says, "How about the play calling, brother? We've been on it all night, dude.
Yep.
Talking about the play calling." I want to give a couple honorable mentions for defensive up because, man, if you took the first half, it's the tale of two halves. The first half of this game, people were ragging the defense like crazy. Like, this is the defense is horrible, blah, blah, blah. This is insane. Like, they can't stop anything. They can't do this. They can't do that. If you would have stopped it right there, they were saying more positive things about the offense in the first half. And I think that the offense played just as bad, minus a touchdown, as the defense did. And then the second half adjustments, absolutely. That was huge. But the depth stepping up in that second half, so many injuries, so much chaos, and so many new bodies in there really stepping up and making plays. I thought that was impressive. Joey Bosa had an amazing game if it wasn't for Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver jumped off sides twice and negated two monster plays by Joey Bosa. And Ed stepped up the second half and had his own plays, but he absolutely erased a fumble in that first drive, which I missed. I didn't even get to see. But and then in the second half, the first drive that Atlanta was on negated that huge sack that Joey had. So the penalties that are mounting, the undisciplined nature of this team, which is so unlike a McDermott team, a lot of that stuff. But anyway, I thought the depth and Joey Bosa, I think, is still doing Joey Bosa things, even if it's getting taken away from him. So
Swank, I did see. Do you ever notice that this year, especially, there's been any questionable call has not been replayed? Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah. No, it's happening all over.
So I was really annoyed by it. So I jumped on Twitter to see what other people were thinking about these penalties that weren't being called, and all of a sudden you weren't seeing a replay. Guest of the show in the past, John Fina, chimed in and said that actually it is an active thing. If there is any penalty that is questionable, the NFL is not airing a replay to protect the integrity of the officiating. Instead of solving the official problem, they're just making sure that any controversial call that could be controversial is not going to be replayed, so it can't be brought up. And I saw that a couple places, and I find that crazy because on that fumble, where supposedly someone was lined up in the neutral zone, they did not show the replay, and that was a turnover, and that was a Bills ball on the Atlanta side of the field. So I found that crazy.
It's I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing with the NFL as a product when you still have question marks as to how the rules are enforced and who's doing it and how, I don't think you can slow the game down. I mean, I've said it for years and years and years. I really don't care. A Bills game could be 4 hours long. It would not bother me. Like, I'll watch them. I'd watch it all day. Like, I'll watch a replay if they're winning. It doesn't matter to me. Like, get it right. Just get it right. And I don't understand with technology and the way things are and all the cameras that you have and just everything and the billions of dollars that the NFL is making. Why can't you get this part right? Yep. And why are you still protecting these guys that literally determine the outcome of games? Like, they don't have to talk to the press. Don't show a replay, so we don't want them to get ridiculed. There's no direct access to these guys the way there are to players and coaches and even owners. Right. But somehow you have to protect these doctors and weekenders that go out here to call these games that all of us deem so important and determine our mood for sometimes 2 weeks on a bye week. Like, why the hell can't we get this right? Like, it can be so fast and quick. Like, I don't know.
What broke my back was the comparison of that Kelsey catch that they called a catch, and then that Buffalo Bills catch that was a catch. The ball never hit the ground. I came back, got myself a drink, and I saw that it was still 3rd and 7 and not first down. I was like, and there you go.
Yeah.
It's been determined.
Yeah. Yeah. That Benford pass interference call. I mean, you could go through the list. There's a ton. And there was not one play that I saw where they finally started calling in the second half, but the secondary of the Falcons was all over Keon Coleman all night, which has been a thing all year long. And I'm not, again, trying to make excuses for Keon. I think he needs to elevate his game at this point in his career, but just draped completely all over him, grabbing, like he's constantly fixing his shoulder pad. That doesn't happen unless there's contact. And that one pass interference call against Benford, man, the commentator said they were both hand fighting. And at the end of it, the ball didn't even look catchable. And Benford was on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow that was PI on us.
Was that the one where they thought it was on the Falcons, and also it turned out to be, because there was that call too. The announcers said, "No, that's."
Yeah, that was a different one. Yeah, this one was on. Yeah, it was just all night, and not all of them were bullshit,
right.
But there was a decent amount of bad calls, and I mean the NFL can't censor this show to the 839 of you, so I'll tell you, like, it was bullshit. There, I don't know what the interest is. I understand when it's happening in real time, sometimes it's bang, bang. I understand you can't send every little thing to the booth. But man, they sure seem to find certain, like, what's the criteria? What determines what is instantly reviewed or booth reviewed, or, you know what I mean? Like, can I get a list or a breakdown or a podcast about, we need a podcast about the refs. That's what we need.
There you go. So I could be remiss if I didn't mention our people on Instagram. They don't come up through the feed. So thank you, Jack Rowland, Cheryl Fernukin, my sister-in-law. Thanks for joining. Western New York Photos, Alex, Tail Wagon Treats, Blondie7410 joined with a thumbs up. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate it.
Listen, we're live on YouTube, X, Facebooks, Instagrams. You can find us anywhere and part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Defensive downs, we've kind of hit it, man. The whole first half defense, and I'll lump the run defense in with that. It was sad. It was sad, very sad. You constantly see these stud running backs have career days against us every single week, and it has been going on way too long, and I don't know what else to say about it. They've tried to put bodies in. They've tried to do what they've done. Either the scheme isn't working, or the play calls that you're calling, again, aren't working, or you don't have the right bodies in the right spots. I know my friend Scooter Magooter is probably going to tell you guys about linebacker size. The floor is yours.
Wait, how the hell did you know that?
I'm just that good, dude.
So the Bills do have a history, 6'1", 220-pound linebackers. That's what we do because we depend a lot on coverage. Bernard is one of those guys. Milano's one of the guys. Dorian Williams is one of those guys. And obviously us Bills fans have discussed our poor run defense. A lot of times we can get out of that situation because Josh Allen and our offense has put us up by so many points where these teams now have to pass against us. We face a team like the Falcons. We face a team that's got really good running backs. There might be a situation where if that team is up on us, then they're going to utilize something that can beat us. And that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not McDermott's way, and I know it's not Babbich's way, but in the 2026 NFL draft, the Buffalo Bills need to have one 6'2" plus 240-pound linebacker. Just one. You have that guy complement your 220-pounder, and we'll be just fine. It's about time they stepped up and did something like that. We can't have safeties running, or we can't have 4 defensive linemen and 7 safeties out there constantly. I know I've beat the drum, and I've loved the fact that I love our linebackers. I really do. We deserve a Bernard and Milano season, but these good running teams that are going to get up on us, I mean, we've seen what Henry's done to us in the past. We need a thumper in there. We need someone that can lay the lumber, and that's 6'2" plus 240 pounds that can fill a hole. it's about time it happens.
100%, man. 100%. I mean, there's so many holes, and until these injuries get sorted out, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be magic in 2 weeks after the bye, and you're going to get, these defensive linemen back that have been suspended. Maybe, Mad Max comes back. Maybe you start to look better. Milano and Bernard and, the safeties. I had no idea Poyer was active last night because, again, I missed sessions, had some stuff going on here. But at one point, Bijan got away from Jordan Phillips, Jordan Poyer, and Trey White all on the same play in the red zone, got stopped short of scoring a touchdown. Those three names, unless it's 2020, not be on the field at the same time. And I know that this speaks volumes to like injuries. Again, I didn't realize that Daquan was out again. He was like a game time thing, right? In warm-ups.
What the hell's up with that?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the strength and conditioning. Again, it's like another thing that's been a staple of the Buffalo Bills is like their strength and the conditioning and their, their doctors and their facilities. All that was
this week. Three people in the NFL were injured during warmups.
Yeah. What the hell is going on? Turf? I don't know what's Atlanta have? They have turf?
Yep. Did you know the new stadium is going to be natural grass?
I did. I saw that little clip that Josh Allen was talking about it. Yeah. He was on some show and they said something about it. And he's like, it's going to be grass. You know
what? Should Josh Allen stop doing so many commercials?
Nah.
Again, my 24 hours, I was sitting down because I have a week. I'm off for a little while because of the little baby. Yeah. And the wife and I see Josh Allen come on a pistachio commercial. Mm-hmm. And I look at her and I go, you know what? If he'd get off the goddamn TV and start paying more attention to this, it was my 24 hours. Give me that. Please give me that.
You can have it, dude. Mitchie Tribs, man. The Bills are so hot from last year. Mitch Trubisky has a freaking commercial.
Yeah, where he subs in for someone.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That stuff to me, I don't think Josh Allen, like any of that stuff affects him. And I look at the way he's played coming into these last couple of weeks. Like I think he's still the same dude. I think, again, not being able to adapt and the play calling and like all that to me is a Brady thing. And I think he's the one to blame, at least before you start blaming Josh. Like, I don't know. I don't see Josh having any of the blame. I think those picks last night were him trying to revert to his old ways of trying to save the game and put it all on his shoulders. Like that's what you were getting with those turnovers and stuff last night. And that is a frustrated Josh Allen who knows that the team isn't performing where it should perform.
Agreed.
The only thing that I'll dog Josh Allen for, and if my whole string of conspiracy theories about Joe Brady and everything is correct, I don't like Josh sitting on the bench after going 3-and-out. I don't like I'd rather he wasn't staring at the tablet right away. I wish he was over hyping up the defense or doing more of that kind of stuff throughout the game. When it's like a really big hyped moment, he is. But when it's like this like simmering unsureness, awkward, who knows what's going on, and I know you're trying to get the game right, whatever, I still want to see you going up and down the sidelines being like, yo, let's go. We all got this. We've been here before. Week 1, we did this. Come on, let's go. Like, I want to see a little bit more of that. Just because I think that juice really matters. And this is the team that's proven that juice matters. What the leaders think matters. The body language matters. So that's literally the only critique I would have of my sweet, sweet baby boy, Josh Allen. Here we are, 9:24, dude. Wow, this therapy session went damn quick. Yep. Holy. I don't know what else you got here. I do have. Here we go. I don't know how late. I don't want to keep you too late here, buddy. Bye week wise, Chance Keene says, "Can we get a wide receiver 1 in the bye week?" I think that they need to get they need to do something big in these 2 weeks. They need to.
Yep.
And what do you think? What do you see? What position would you go for? Positions? I would assume it'd be a trade of sorts. What are you thinking?
It'd be a trade, but then you got to ask yourself, who would you trade away?
Picks.
Yeah, and who's your wide receiver one that you want to bring in?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Olave is one of those guys that you mentioned earlier in the show, Swank. I think he would be a lot of pick capital, but he's coming with a concussion. Our history has shown that we utilize and showcase the guy a little bit, and then he falls off the face of the earth again.
Yeah.
Kincaid's going to come back. Joe Brady, hopefully he gets a fire put under his ass, and he's not as stubborn as 99% of the offensive coordinators are out there in the world, and changes things up a little bit.
Yeah.
This bye week couldn't have come at a more perfect time the way our Buffalo Bills are playing. So wide receiver one, if there was one out there willing to come to Buffalo and we didn't have to give too much, sure, but I just don't know who that is and what play style he would be. Would he be a big size guy or would he be a speedster? I mean, we do have speed. We do have size. So I don't know what it would be. It may be just play calls rather than the players, but who knows? I honestly think that 6'3", 245-pound linebacker would be nice to have as a trade. Stop the run, be available there, make our defense more stout, and have a leader out there. Again, our defensive line is coming into their own. I think if TJ Sanders comes back, Deion Walker doing his thing, and our defensive line can hone in, and I think they can do well. We just need someone that can be in there, reliable, available, because Bernard got hurt again in Milano. I just want someone on that defense that could let Josh be Josh, give him the ball back, and not have to worry about these teams scoring 30 points.
Yeah, man, that'd be nice. Defensively, yeah, I would take, safety is another position where, God, Rapp is part of the reason. I guess it's not 100% his fault, but Chippy every single play, and he got knocked late over onto Bernard after Bernard was already hurt, and then onto that same ankle because he was mixing it up with a Falcons lineman, and that's like a dead ball after the whistle kind of BS. And, part of what I like about Rapp, and I know he gets a bum rap, for being so aggressive. I like his aggressiveness. I like that he does that. I don't like the friendly fire. I wish it was more targeted and he had more control over what he was doing sometimes. I don't want him to lose that edge. I just want him to play smarter. But that's another thing where it's like, none of us wanted Jordan Poyer to see the field at all this year, I don't think.
Right.
I mean, good for him. I'm glad he got out there to get some playing time, blah, blah, blah. It didn't, that is not ideal, and you got Hamlin on IR now, and you got, Strong on IR. It's just like, there's a lot going on. So a defensive back piece would be huge. We need to get Max in there. And the thing is, like, he's not going to be a drop and go kind of guy. He missed all of training camp in the preseason and a quarter of the season, like more than a quarter of the season. Like, it's just, there's a big hill to climb for him. He's still got a learning process to get through, and welcome to the NFL moments too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So I could see you getting a piece in secondary there, or linebacker. That would be fine. Defensive line, that's what you got. That's what you're rolling with for the rest of the year, is what you got, and what's coming off suspension and an IR. Offensively, wide receiver is the only thing I could see. Like, if you're going to get a piece, I know people are talking about AJ Brown. I don't really want anything to do with him. I think he's he's just got bad attitude about stuff. I don't think it would do any favors to this locker room. I mean, he's an amazing talent and blah, blah, blah. It's Diggs-esque vibes to me. And I don't really want it. I'm wondering if there is another team out there that is half struggling that, would be interested in a piece. building up some stock for the draft next year or whatever, man. I don't know. What do we rich in? You know, we got some depth offensive line players. I don't really want to get any of them away. You know, we got a bunch of wide receivers that are mid, as the kids would say, probably.
Yep.
You know, but you'd be packaging that in a pick to get somebody with a big name to come here, right? So.
I always throw this out there, Swank, and I ask when people suggest people, I say, give us a name, and I did not give a name. Two guys I would trade for as far as the linebackers go is I know I wrote it down here. TJ Edwards from the Bears. He's a good sized middle linebacker that's doing a good job there, like a tier 3 linebacker. And the Bobby Okerellick from New York Giants would be a guy I would trade for too. And obviously with the Giants, we have that connection with their front office and Dable. So
yeah,
I had to throw some names out there instead of just say, give me a linebacker.
Oh yeah. I love that. Tell you what, man, watching DK, some of those highlights from the Steelers game, I was watching Red Zone on Sunday, and it's like, man, this dude saying he doesn't want to go to cold weather and then ended up in Pittsburgh. Like, you know, I can't imagine what him and Josh would be doing right now. You know, like that dude, he just such a physical, fast, huge talent, and would have loved to see him in a Bills uniform.
And the ball always seems to find a way in his hands.
Yeah.
He's covered.
Man, I give Aaron Rodgers a lot of shit for being old and moody or whatever, but man, that touchdown throw he had to him, you just couldn't have put it any more perfect. It was underneath the defender's armpit, you know, and oh God, it was beautiful, and it was a beautiful catch. Like, whatever. Guy's a beast.
Yep.
And DK, that is. Aaron, whatever. Aaron Rodgers got lucky. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Whatever. Fine. Great.
Whoop-de-doo.
I don't know what teams are doing poorly right now that have a decent wide receiver. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh. That's what you got to look at. Or a linebacker, you know. Tremaine Edmonds might be a possible, you know, you're talking about Bears linebackers, you know.
We're looking someone that could fill the gap to stop a run, Swank.
Yeah.
Do we have to bring Mark Maddox back on the show to tell you why he can't do that?
Yeah, that's how Mark, I was joking.
Yeah.
All right, guys. 913 of you tuning in live. Appreciate you so much. This is the K-Gun Report, home of the FLX Mafia, Finger Lakes Bills Mafia, represented right here on the K-Gun Report, 24/7 buff pandemonium. What we're going to do right now is give you our final thoughts and sign off. Appreciate all you guys tuning in, getting through this Therapy Tuesday with us. Enjoy your break. You won't see us until next Tuesday. We'll be previewing, who the hell do we play after the bye?
Carolina Panthers.
Yep. Ugh.
I know. Right? This was our last Tuesday practice. Our final game for Mid Lakes is on Saturday, so there will not be a rush to get in here to jump on the show, Swank. So I'll be primed, ready to go. I'm not sure how Jared's league is doing, but they should be ending shortly too.
Sick. You might get the three of us back here then. And we'll be meeting a little bit. You guys got anything that you want to see from us, or questions, concerns, events, any of that kind of stuff? Hit us up on Messenger at the 24/7 Buff Pandemonium page, and we're going to be meeting this Sunday. So,
yep.
Hell yeah. Hit them with your final thought, and we'll get out of here.
Final thought, bye week, guys. And, let's not forget we love our Buffalo Bills because we love football. So whether you got chores to do, projects to finish up, get them done. But if you got nothing else to do, watch some football. That's what we love doing. And come on the show on Tuesday. We'll talk about the next game coming up. But always go back to that, Swag. I always do. I love the game of football. I'll watch Sunday 1:00 games, 4:00 games. I'll watch them all. So enjoy the sport. Our team's not doing that great right now. They're 4-2 though, still going into their bye. So let's take that as it is. And there's a lot of football left. Let's enjoy it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. I know it seems a little down and out right now, and we probably got a little more on the criticized kind of side of things tonight than we normally do. But dropping 2 in a row, going to a bye, that just does not feel good at all, especially like after you've seen a team that I think has had less talent in previous years do more, it feels like. So, be frustrated. That's okay. But again, 4-2, 6 games and we're doing well. If we come out of the next batch of 4 this quarter 6-2, we'll be feeling good, man.
Yep.
Like let's go. So cheer hard, take a breath, take a break, and then get hyped next Tuesday with us right here on the K-Gun Report for the Carolina Panthers game. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Anyway, love y'all. Have a great night. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go.